Good evening. You've joined the Cover One Buffalo podcast. This will be my last podcast. I will miss you all dearly. Aaron, it's all yours.
I didn't enjoy watching the Bills play football today at all. This is a cool gig as a fan of the team. I'm super outright that like this is a fan thing. So these suck being a fan and having to come do this. It hung over me the whole third and fourth quarter of this game, Greg, that I was gonna have to come talk about this because I got nothing. That's what it says in my handle. We'll talk this one through, but I've got nothing. I don't have a lot of nice things to say about this team today, and I'm trying not to be too in the moment, but it's hard. It's hard when it looks like that.
Yeah. I've got a lot to say. None of it's nice or probably even that helpful or cathartic or productive, but I've got a lot of things to say. I think there's so much blame to go around today that our dear friend Bruce Owen likes to use the blame pie analogy. This is the biggest pie I can remember in years. I love you dearly. I was pre-annoyed that you were going to talk about how the defense actually played well because like into the fourth quarter and then they were embarrassing too.
Yeah.
Giving up two just complete give up touchdown runs to Devon Achane because they quit playing. No receiver could get open, but our GM is pretty sure that, it sure is a good thing we didn't give up that 2026 first round pick for Jalen Waddle. That would have been a shame. Although maybe he's brilliant because it looks like we might want to keep that 2026 first round pick. Our head coach is, trusting the defense, not going for it on fourth downs. Our offensive coordinator can't find a call that's cute enough for him. He's pretty sure he can find another one that's even cuter. It's not possible for him to get too cute. He's going to find another one that's even cuter. Our absolute superhero quarterback, who's the greatest player in franchise history, played like crap today. And again, there's plenty of excuses people can make for him. Nobody could get open. He's probably frustrated. Feels like he has to do it all himself. Those are valid. They're making excuses for the fact that he played like crap today, missed open receivers. His best throw all day was to Melifonwu in the end zone. The back-breaking fumble when we, had a chance to probably steal a game we didn't deserve. Like we were about to go down there and probably score and sneak into a game we absolutely didn't deserve to win. He fumbles. Hell, Max Harrison had a second interception, but he got roasted earlier on a double move. Like, I don't even know who to cling to. Mitch Wisnowski had an awesome punt. There we go. Mitch Wisnowski had an awesome punt. That's all I got.
I tweeted out Cam Lewis was having a really good game, but then he missed on that one of those long Achans. He missed in the hole on a big Achan run. Right?
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Which was just one of those days. Some of the bad you mentioned in a vacuum, I actually didn't hate in a vacuum that Harrison touchdown hurts, or not in a vacuum, like in the big picture that hurts, but in a vacuum, I don't mind that. We saw Trey White get beat
getting roasted on a double move to a great receiver is going to happen.
You're going to happen. Well, I want to see how he responded. I thought he responded well throughout the game. So like that I can live with. It sucks. It ended up on the scoreboard. There was a lot of that in the game.
Prater made all his kicks.
The problem was like everybody had a moment like that in this game. You saw Poyer miss a big tackle. Even Cole Bishop, as good as he's been, had some times where he was coming up missing tackles. Linebacker play was up and down throughout the game, but probably more down. Defensive line had like really good high impact havoc plays, but then washed on some of those runs. So it was just super inconsistent. And you could probably go through every position group and say that. I do think I'm torn on, I normally, Greg, day after a game will pick a side of the ball because there's clearly somewhere a bigger problem that I want to go watch. I really honestly am going to have to go watch the whole game in all 22 to kind of I want to see what Josh was seeing, because your point is valid that I think he probably won't get as much blame as he wants because he did make some of the superhero stuff that even kept it in play. Yes. But there was a number of times these second and long plays where I do pin some of the blame pie on Brady. Josh also, I think, is missing out on some open guys chasing some big stuff, and that's frustrating to see. So I've got a bunch of blame to go around, a bunch of people to place it on, and I think that's going to take a long time this week. But again, I'm trying not to live too much in this moment, as bad as it feels. We've come on and done a lot of these post-game shows. I don't know that the offense ever took 3 quarters to score. That New York Giants one, maybe right before Dorsey got fired.
Maybe.
Are we there? Are we on the circle? Times a flat circle?
Well, honestly, like, yes, if you you are here in the Bills, the Billsy cycle. That's right up there with horrific offensive performances while Josh Allen was in this version of himself. Like past first 2 years, Josh, there have just been so few games that are like this. And we'll get to it here, but that one stretch where, there it was, they stuffed us on running. I will say, for anything to give Miami credit for, hell, if I'm going to grasp for silver linings, let's hope this not only saves Mike McDaniel's job, but it also makes their pick just enough worse so they don't get a quarterback. So if we get Mike McDaniels and Tua as Miami Dolphins next year, maybe I'll take this.
Did Miami get
as a win?
You know how like some teams get that bump after firing a coach, and the next game is like everybody plays for each other. Did Miami get a bump from like everybody getting traded and then the trade deadline talk, and that it's blown up, and now they came out, because that looked like a different team than I've seen. I know the Bills made a lot of mistakes there. We have plenty of blame to cast on the Bills, but Miami actually looked like a team that played football today.
So in this scenario, if we play this game out 10 times, the Bills win 9 of them pretty easily. I think 5 or 6 of those are blowouts because this team wanted to and was ready to give up. You even saw it with like the penalty and weird stuff right off the bat. And if we go down and score right off the bat, I think this team was ready to be like, all right, let's pack it in 3, 2, 1, Cancun. But all week long, of course, they were talking about the fact that they were huge, more than a touchdown underdogs at home. Nobody believes in you. We traded off our best players, and you guys are all that's left. Like, that's the easiest sales pitch by any coach in football. Like, that's the easiest time to rally around a team, is literally when no one believes in you, because that was 100% true here. No one believed in them. So getting to that point, if they got something rolling, they were going to rally behind that. The issue is we let them turn that false confidence, lying to themselves, into real confidence because we played like trash, and then let them build it up. You get into that later moment where now, we actually, again, I was teasing about the complimentary stuff, but like, the defense actually was holding together. Like 16 points into the fourth quarter, we should have been in a position where any other Josh Allen-led offense should have been great and should have been fine. And we should have, played an ugly game, but like what I predicted, like, oh, it's going to be 23-16. We didn't play great, but meh. That kind of setup, but instead we end up, being in this position. So
I got one for you. If this happened last week or even 70 something hours ago, would your trade deadline prices?
Yes.
Is that 100%. Just, do you think GMs think that way, or is that just like us as fans feeling more frustrated today than yesterday?
Think, of course, they are more pragmatic than fans are. They are not going to be as reactionary, because like you joked all week, like we would have traded away every first, second, and third round pick for the next 3 years.
Yeah, we'd
like
have
everything you were legally allowed to trade. We would have traded away all the things. Of course, GMs are more pragmatic. They're also human. And if they had seen this before the trade deadline, because again, I'm frustrated. I get mad that you're like, yes, Josh is probably a distant 5th of things to be mad about today, but he should be on the list of things to be mad about. And I get frustrated because everyone always only excuses him because he is amazing and he is incredible and he is the only reason we're in those games. But it's okay to blame him when he also does crappy things. You could tell today no one was getting open, and that I'm actually a little surprised that McCourty, I think, was the one who made the point later in the game on the telecast about when you can see him do this, it means the coverage downfield was great. I can't believe no one brought up, said, yeah, because none of the receivers can get open. Like, it wasn't that Miami all of a sudden turned into a great coverage team. It was because no one could get open. I was really surprised they didn't, reinforce or bring that point home. But it does. I do think that if this had happened last week and we beat KC this week after the trade deadline, you just flipped them both the exact same games. I do think we would have probably more than one additional player on this team.
I think even more importantly,
the fact that we probably lost Kincaid and Landon Jackson probably for the year, and Kincaid probably for 6 to 8 weeks because severe hamstring injuries take forever.
Yeah, the Kincaid thing, I think, is what would change it, not the results of the game itself. Like I said, I got to watch back. There was definitely plays where I agree with what the broadcast was saying about it, but I also saw a couple of those plays where Allen was taking hits and rushing out of the pocket where it looked to me like he had easier stuff. Maybe he wasn't going to go for a first down or a big play, but it looked like he's passing on some of that easy stuff. When he's hit at his best, I feel like he's taking the easy stuff often and then hitting the big play. It feels like right now he's trying to set up the big play without getting the easy stuff going. And that might be a lack of the confidence in his receivers to get that easy stuff and convert into stuff, and the feeling like he has to make all the plays. But I think it's probably not a 50-50 split. It is probably more on the wide receivers than not. But that Kincaid injury being something that looks like it could be maybe a month of football here as we wrap into the final couple months, that is the kind of move or thing that would make me change and move off of some of my values and maybe overpay for something here for that final month, because that's 2 injuries now for Kincaid this season. I don't believe in injury prone, but it's going to be hard for him to be back to the player you want him to be when you probably need him this year.
Yeah. And we'll talk. I don't know if we're going to go through every single drive, but the one that I think when this game was so very much in hand and very much available it was even the second quarter. They were up 13-0. We get the ball. Josh, we get stuffed on first down. Josh doesn't Keon is open for a short gain on second and long. We have a chance to get, it's maybe 5 or 6 yards. And then even on the crazy rollout where we end up trying to kind of throw deep to Keon when he's covered, Curtis Samuel actually came wide open on the sideline, coming back to Josh where Josh was rolling, and to again, without the all 22, kind of looked like he was looking at him. I don't even understand how he didn't see him. So again, Josh is way far down the list, but he's on the list. He was bad today too, and that really sucks because
a number of those deep balls, he's not even giving guys a chance to make up. They're off. They're low efficiency plays to begin with. He's not throwing them great. One of the ones he probably threw the best today, the Miami defender actually made a great play on, and Keon had to try to catch it off a deflection. But those balls just
he almost
still caught it, which would have been amazing. But that was a great play by the defender, and probably Allen's best deep ball. That seemed like if the defender didn't make up and make a big play, that's hitting Keon right in the hand. So those plays aren't hitting, but a number of them were off where the receiver really didn't even have a chance on some of those scramble drill things. I feel like some of my player evaluations on this team are way off. I tweeted that I haven't been shy of what I think of Khalil Shakir. Maybe I'm way off. Maybe my Homer lens on that is way off because he hasn't been able to be that easy button when this offense is stuck. I don't know if that's on him, if that's on Brady. I'm
confident it's not only on him. I think that it's fair that just like with Josh, he's not the problem. He's way far down the list. Some of it's on him too. I don't think I think a lot of it's usage, the constant spamming of the screen thing is.
I think he's more than this 2 yards around the line of scrimmage though, and that's all they've got him. Maybe he's just not getting open enough downfield. I think he can do more in that intermediate seam area.
That's where I do put some on him, because the data will show you he's running those routes, and it's not like Josh doesn't like him. So is he not getting open either? Is he is it that all the other guys are so little of a threat that they're kind of bracketing or giving extra attention to him? So when he runs intermediate routes, there's extra eyes on him. I'm willing to listen to a lot of different explanations, but whatever it is, I do think it's more than just Joe Brady. Do you think there's a fund? Matter of fact, the chat, if you guys can find, if there's a fund for LSU boosters that we can contribute to for them to hire Joe Brady, I am interested in sharing that link, and I will contribute to that booster fund for LSU to hire Joe Brady.
I think I have a take on this. I think if Joe Brady is relieved of his duties, I think you should fire Sean McDermott.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm
just because he's had enough chances. Like, this is almost a Chan Gailey moment where, like, I loved Chan. I thought Chan could actually break the drought if he got another chance, but he couldn't get defensive coordinator correct. Like, the offense looked good. Dave Wanstead sucked. Like, everything he did on the other side of the ball just continued to not work. This one's a little more egregious because you do have Josh. I'm with everybody on like that understanding. I don't know if I'm there on firing Brady yet, or I really want him to go, but I don't feel super happy.
We don't have to. If LSU throws a bag at him, we don't have to fire him.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think I'm more concerned about the, like, I'm at a spot where I don't know what to do. And I think if he puts up more performances like this, you're out of the playoffs and out of the race. And then you're going to have to fire him. Like, I don't know.
We've said for a long time that if any time you don't make the playoffs with a healthy Josh Allen, everyone should be fired. We are on the precipice of not making the playoffs with a healthy Josh Allen, which means everyone should be fired. I have been a staunch Brandon Beane defender, apologist. I've been yelled at and called all kinds of unseemly things for the way I have explained or defended Sean McDermott. No one is ever going to convince me that he's not a good football coach. I know for a fact that he is a good football coach. I have also accepted that I don't think he's the one that's going to get us over the line, and that I don't think he's the one that, maybe he's just a program builder, and he's the kind of place that a Cleveland needs to build up what they have, like a team that doesn't have the baseline previous success, and that I am now fully there. I'm ready to move on, not because I think he sucks, but because I don't think he's the one that's going to get us there. And I can't watch more games like this.
I'm not like fire McDermott today, but I do think if this continues to play out in a way,
he's very clearly not going to get fired while we're 6-3 and during the season. So
correct.
I'm not being silly.
I'm not. Yeah, I haven't given up it yet. I still think this team can do a lot of the things we're wanting them to do. Might look way worse.
Realistically, there's a big bar in the AFC with the Jaguars are currently in the playoffs. So we're probably going to make the playoffs, but I will say
that's what I'm saying.
Us and the Jaguars are in the playoffs, and right now the Chiefs and the Ravens are both not.
Yeah.
So
there's going to be a couple of these teams that are lower seeds that other teams are going to be like, God damn it. Like,
yes,
that sucks.
Dude, right now, it's super likely that it's going to end up that the Chiefs and the Ravens are the 6 and the 7 seed. Yeah. Congrats on being the 2 and the 3 seed, or that, like, when you get the 1 seed in the bye, you're going to get a bye, and then your first home playoff game is going to be because you played the lowest remaining seed. So that 7 seed, as the Ravens or the Chiefs, is going to, of course, win whoever they're going to host, the Broncos or something stupid. Yeah. They're going to win, and then they're going to go into the setup, and then struggle to be able to do anything with it, and probably lose and get eliminated because those teams will get hot at the wrong time.
Yeah. But in terms of, like, again, I think even if Brady was to go to another job, I don't know. Like, I think that would maybe be the opportunity for Terry to make some changes, in the sense that, like, I don't know that you want to give another shot for McDermott to rebuild this offense. I don't know. I'm torn on all of it. But then again, I think there's some chat in here. I don't know that I trust Terry to do the right thing for whatever's next either.
Hold on.
I know that's a fear bunker, but
I think I can explain that piece. So I think there's a domino effect. There's a lot of things that go together. If you lose Brady, it's our chance to get an offensive coach to link with Josh to not have this constant revolving door in offense. It might also be the piece that puts us over the top, blah, blah, blah. So if you lose Brady, it also makes sense to part ways with McDermott. He'd be unemployed for minutes. He would get another job immediately. If you lose McDermott, you also have to lose Bean because you can't, like, you need to bring in a team together to be able to do that. So now all of a sudden we're ready to get rid of everybody and to start anew. But the reason that I would have slightly more confidence, I know that lots of Sabres fans will yell at me about not wanting to let Terry make any hiring decisions, because besides being in McDermott, he's only failed with the Bills, getting, snowed over by Rex Ryan, and then also repeatedly with the Sabres. The reason I don't feel that way is we have Josh Allen. There is no greater sales pitch of getting the genuine best candidates than having an MVP quarterback who's 29 years old, where I think it would be enough good choices. It would be hard for even Terry to mess up, because the very best options would want that job. It would be easily, by far, the number one available job
You say that
in the NFL.
With Kingsbury to head coach this team, and I don't know, maybe he would work. I don't know.
He certainly could. He certainly could come and explain why it's Cliff Kingsbury. It's absolutely possible. Like, those are absolutely possible. Like, those are things.
All right. Anyways,
here, let me hate read some
We're in
of
such a weird reality tonight.
Some of our super chats.
Yes.
Our guy Padden. Well, I didn't watch, but based on Discord chat, yikes. Congrats to Padden. The fact that you didn't watch this game today, you are the only winner I'm aware of so far. Our guy Jason, the year finally where the things are out of control have gone your way, like Casey and Baltimore having down years. Baltimore smoked Minnesota today, or won pretty handily. Of course, New England beat Tampa as well. We've decided, instead of making our own luck, we will make our own bad luck. Turnovers, man. Yeah, that was tough. Rick, is Shavers better than Coleman right now? I don't think so, but I had to take a second.
No, I don't think he is. Even if it's just like as that role blocker.
Yeah, it's super sad that our 33rd overall pick and our UDFA practice squad fun story, that it's maybe considerable, but he's not. Keon is actually better than Shavers. Yeah. Bills Mafia just helping us out, saying same issues constantly creeping up year over year. The Chinese water torture. You just heard my tirade. Like, I've been the number one Sean McDermott apologist, and I just said I'm ready to move on from him. It is the straw that broke the camel's back. That's very, very real. Randor here. Take out the Chiefs game and the final 5 minutes of the Ravens game. When will they look good? Week 2 against the Jets.
Yeah, the offense. Maybe
week 2 against the Jets. They dominated that game.
A
lot of other ugly games that we ended up winning by a decent amount, but didn't look great.
Panthers game looked good. I'm still going to contest, the passing game didn't look good, but James Cook was that run game was the most elite run game in the NFL.
That was 215 yards or 216 yards. It just got beat by Jonathan Taylor this morning, so it's the second most rush yards in the game.
Yeah. So, there's been some good. We can't throw the baby out with the bathwater on this. I don't know if I can say that, but you can't throw.
Is that saying allowed anymore? Are you
that one I might have to be fact checked on, Colin. And I apologize if I can't.
I don't think we're allowed to say that anymore.
That's but you can't get rid of all I think you said it well. This should still be a playoff team. Yeah. That's not good enough for this era, but that doesn't mean it's been all terrible this year and that they can't play to that elite level when they need to the most and go on a run. I think they're still capable of that, but it just doesn't feel good today.
Yeah. You've sprinkled it in there multiple times in the 8 to 10 years we've been talking together and doing the show together. That the year we win the Super Bowl is going to be the super weird year where it doesn't feel like we should. This is your moment. Right now,
it's either that or everything's fired and burned to the ground.
Yeah. Producer Colin, I want you to timestamp me saying this right now. If we come back in the depths of me being ready to fire Brady, Bean, McDermott, blaming Josh, telling everyone that everyone sucks, timestamp this and come back and show this. when we're ready to win the Super Bowl, that's going to be the moment. So
if I'm right, it's a walk off. I'm quitting.
It's a great,
I'm not coming back.
Seriously, like there is no, you could
I'll
never
never come
make a greater call as a podcaster. Like you'd have to walk off with the all time.
It's probably going to go the other way, and we're going to talk about coaching.
Oh yeah, no. We're going to miss the playoffs. And big man touchdown in Houston. Trevor Lawrence just like fumbled it up to a big fat man and he ran in for a touchdown. I love fat man.
Not
touchdowns.
A lot of defense in this one. Yeah, or that was like the first amount of defense.
Whiskey here saying we suck, Bean sucks, McDermott sucks, Brady sucks, and now they're making Josh look like he sucks. We are the Matt Stafford Lions. That's a really good one. That's a really, really good one. Like even the progression of the like Josh doesn't suck, but we're making it look like Josh sucks in the Matt Stafford line. That's a really good one.
Yeah, but the problem for the Lions was they were continuously adding top picks.
Yes, eventually.
And that never turned, where Bean is almost in the opposite problem of consistently hoping bottom. Like
we can barely
turn out instead
of
having
quite get JSN. We can't quite get Brian Thomas Jr. We can't quite get Trent McDuffie. Like we're always like
whatever guy. Yeah, sure. Yes. And so I think it's a little different than, but I do understand but again, something is off with Josh Allen this year. And it's not just this game. It's been the moments of like, he's not escaping the plays that I'm used to seeing. I'm seeing way more guys get hands on Josh. I know some of that's like pass rush and the plan.
He's more than just a football player. He's fulfilled.
I don't know if it's that, but there's something where like, I don't know if he's, I don't want to say like lost a step, but maybe some of his like explosion isn't there and being able to like get through some of that stuff at the line of scrimmage that we're used to seeing. He's been off on, I don't know.
Is it okay that I liked it more when he was only a football player and he wasn't more than a football player?
Yeah. I just want to see the high end Josh Allen play. That's the most fun I have watching football when Josh Allen's playing high end. I don't enjoy the plays he made.
My finger guns. Pew, pew,
yeah, I don't even enjoy the plays he made today because that brought me back to like those first 2 years, Josh, where it's like just frustrating to watch, and that's the only thing to get you going. I don't like that. I like the efficient, like Josh is carving you up with surgery. That's the Josh Allen I want to see. We're not seeing it.
Red Sand here, zero urgency out of the gate against an easy win team. That's on the coaches and the captains, including Josh. I think it's a great call, and I'm going to lead that into my guy Big Red. I've gone on his show before. I hate this, but I'm going to read it because it's not false. Big Red here, the arrogance your fan base had towards this rivalry permeates to the players. Embarrassing no-show. Screw the Bills and all mouth breathers in the fan base who thought this was a layup.
I thought it was a layup, straight up.
Yeah.
Miami sucks. You're still not a good football team.
Don't worry. I told them in DMs that I hope this means Mike McDaniel and Tua are Dolphins next year, and I felt like that was a win.
I don't want to be that fan that's like, congrats on your Super Bowl, but straight up, that's the highlight of your season. Congratulations. Good for you guys. I'm happy for you. Thanks for the $20.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought the Bills should have taken it. He's right in a lot of senses in terms of the fans, but the fans ourselves and podcasters, there should be an arrogance in the way that we've handled this rivalry, the way the two teams have looked this year. The Bills let us down. That made me mad. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Big Rat.
Thanks, man.
Jason here say, I like Brady, but this is too much about the script and not enough about Josh. The balance swung too hard the other way. So I will say, this year, it is crystal clear that when we are ahead of the sticks, using the run game, keeping the defense off balance where they don't know if we're going to run or pass, we are, in my opinion, I think the best offense in the NFL. We are sadly what I used to make fun of the Ravens about. We are phenomenal front runners. We used to have like the ability to come back on anybody, and I know we did against the Ravens, so don't get mad at me. But that was also like having more pieces healthy and more ability to just straight up, hey, I don't care if you know we're going 5 wide and just passing. Right now, if guys can't get open and you get behind the sticks and the defense knows we're passing, our offensive line is built that way. Our offensive line is built to lean on you, hurt you with play action, push you around, and then hold up in pass offense. We're not an awesome pass blocking offensive line. We're a good pass blocking offensive line. When the defense knows that we have to pass the ball, it's not as good. And you see then we get more pressures. So then Josh is worried about pressures more. So then Josh bails from clean pockets, even when they do a decent job, and misses guys getting open downfield because he has to turn his back and do his crazy Fran Tarkenton scramble drill crap. So I would love the option to make this offense more about Josh, but I actually think the opposite. We need to make it even more about James Cook. In the future, I'd love the weapons to make it more about Josh again, but I don't think we can do that right now.
I'm torn. I mean, the Dalton Kincaid injury makes it a very different conversation, but I think an offense with, again, maybe my evaluations are way off, but I think an offense with Kincaid, Shakir, Cook should be able to come up with something on a 2nd and long. And that's one of the issues that the Bills have, to your point. Like when the first and one run gets sold out on, which was happening today, yes. And you have Dotson is a good
later. We started to do a little bit of first down play action, a little.
Brooks and Dotson are good in that if they know you're running downhill, they're going to meet you right there. And so they weren't gaining yards. There's a lot of 2nd and longs. So, and the Bills don't really seem to know what to do in those options. I saw times Josh was missing on receivers where it's like, yeah, it's maybe a 2-yard pass, but if you can get 3 to 4 there, we're talking about a totally different thing. But when you're getting no gains or incompletions on those 2nd and longs and turns into 3rd and longs, they just aren't efficient right now in converting 3rd and longs. It's the opposite problem the defense had last year of giving them up. This offense just can't seem to get out of that situation. And I do think that's probably more of an indicator of not having that Diggs type guy on a 3rd and long. You can just feel like you can throw it up to. But in the 2nd and long situations, Greg, that to me comes back to play calling. You've got enough playmakers to get some easy yards. You got to execute in those moments.
Couple more here. Artful Dodger saying, shocker, division opponents didn't want to trade with us. I do think that's fair. I do think that we would have had to pretty grossly overpay. The rumor was that Bean wanted to do it, Waddle for a 2027 first, and Miami wanted a 2026 first plus another day 2 pick. Now, if you tell me that it's a 2026 first and a 2027 second, that's a lot. And I should say no, and I probably still would have done it. But I'm not a GM, and it's because I'm more impulsive, and he's thinking about protecting his job and thinking about the future and those kind of things. But that was the rumor, is that you would have had to over, because the first and a second is probably an overpay. But again, that's what the Jets got for Quinn and Williams. They got 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner, which I still think is a gross overpay, but hey, it might work. You never know. Rick here saying, who are the actual head coaching options available? Just like I don't pay attention to quarterback prospects coming out in the draft because we have Josh, I haven't paid close attention. There isn't right this year. Like 2 years ago, it was Mike McDonald was like the guy and was going to have his choice of jobs, and he picked Seattle. The last 2 years, Ben Johnson's been the guy, and he passed on the options the last 2 years, and then ended up picking. He's
supposed to be Joe Brady.
It was, I mean, no, in all seriousness, this season coming in, Joe Brady was the number 1 head coaching candidate. I don't want to go as far as to say that he's ruined that. I think there's still a chance he could end up with a head coaching job. It obviously a bit of shine has come off of that. And I don't know that there's another super obvious, like, oh, this guy is like the number 1 guy. I don't know who that guy is. Maybe some people in the chat can share if there's more obvious ones.
I have no idea.
Mr. Thingy saying here, Josh, please stop bailing from clean pockets. I would like for him not to feel like he has to run around for guys to get open, but yeah, he did that too. Artful Dodger again saying, also this game sucked, but hit the like button. See, that's a smart man. We do appreciate you. Everybody here suffering with us. We do appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Bill's depth chart starting to look like a day at the sun. I don't know what or the 49ers injured. Not sure which is worse. Yeah. Even if we had gutted this out and stolen a win we didn't deserve, because again, we did not deserve to win today. We are getting to a point of like, hey, I'm not sure how much it matters because we just have lost. Because at first we had injuries, but they were like sucky, but not for the season. Now, Ed Oliver maybe comes back for the playoffs. That's now looking more questionable. Michael Hoyt for the season. This looks like Dalton Kincaid for quite a long time. Taylor Rapp for the season. We're now hitting more into Landon Jackson's doesn't look great. We'll see how that turns out. It's now getting to where like, oh, maybe it's not going to matter.
Yeah, Christian Benford's hurt, right? We don't know how long that's going to linger. Taron Johnson, I know people haven't liked the way he played, and Cam Lewis played fine, but also hurt. That stresses if something happens to Cam, what are you going to do at that nickel position? Yeah, attrition's definitely a test this year. There's almost some annoying overlap of these injuries though, too, where like it is these chunk ones where
The
it's like
cluster ones kill
4 to 6 weeks, and then you got some overhang. Like we're waiting on TJ Sanders to get back. That would be helpful, right? Epinesa's gonna be back from that concussion. That'll be really nice to get him back. Now that Lane Jackson's back, you're just kind of like constantly feel like it's overlapping and waiting for guys to get back. Josh Palmer sounded like he was maybe close today to coming back and on his way back here in the next couple of weeks. And I'm sure that some of those things, the Daquan Jones, TJ Sanders, and some of those things also had to do with Bean's value and what he was looking at in the trade market. And that kind of gets disrupted here hours later, days later after the trades, that if you have a long-term injury to a Coleman, or if the Landon Jackson was part of your plan and now he's got something that you're dealing with. So I don't know who to blame on that one. Injury bug's a weird one. And this season, it just is really kind of crappy.
Well, obviously you fire the strength and training group because the other teams have strength and training groups that give them bionic powers that avoid injuries.
I don't know what the Bills are doing. Yeah, the nutrition staff. I don't gotta find somebody to blame.
We invest as much time and energy and resources into modern technologies and everything they can do for recovery. We're actually more conservative with being careful with guys' bodies and those things. So it is just dumb luck. We're not doing something wrong. There's not some magic potion we could take. It just sucks. That's it.
Yeah.
C2R2. I don't know what that
Crusty,
Crusty.
No,
I'll just go. Crusty.
I don't know. Crust something.
Team isn't built for downfield passing. If Josh is going to keep turning down open receivers underneath, we'll be behind the 6. There is a piece of that he does need to accept, that we didn't get a Rashid Shaheed, we didn't get a Jalen Waddle, we don't have one of those. So you need to take the profit and fight for the next down. You need to be able to do those things and just matriculate your way down the field. Sure, take one when they break it. Khalil Shakir can get yards after catch. We have guys who can get yards. Kincaid's as good as most tight ends. Maybe not Tucker Kraft or George Kittle or Brock Bowers, but amongst most, he's pretty good at yards after catch. He can get additional yardage. But we just don't have guys who are going to go streaking down the field to break open. So you have to take the profit when it's there. And right now, he hasn't seemed to do that. Josh playing at 29 like he's 39 has me wondering. I'm not ready for that, but yeah, today sucks. So I'm sure there's a lot of weird questions being asked. Rick saying, I was at the game. I told an arrogant Dolphins fan when I was leaving that we will beat them in the playoffs. That's funny because they're definitely not going to make the playoffs. So I like that. Okay, well done, Rick. I like where your head's at. Bills will never win a Super Bowl with McDermott as head coach. I thought he was supposed to be a keen defensive mind, but their defense is average at best. What's up with that? That's scary. Again, today sucked. He is a good defensive coach. There's a lot of evidence that shows he is a good program builder, a good overall head coach. Again, I'm fine with people who are ready to move on because he's not going to be the one to get us over the line. So I'm not going to keep pushing back. It's not because he's bad. He's not bad. He just might not be the one to get us there.
Yeah, defense is a weird one this year because they invested a ton into that side of the ball in terms of people, but they've definitely been hit way more by the injury bug. And it has they haven't been able to, in my opinion, really get through it. And there's guys even playing hurt right now. And again, I think until that late in that game, I wasn't super mad at the defense for 3 quarters.
They kept us in that where we had a chance to steal a game we didn't deserve. We had 0 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And so I got frustrated at the end too. I was ready, to your point, to like come on here and be like, oh, hey, the defense. But,
I knew it. I know you.
Not tonight. Not today. We're not doing it. So
yeah. Yeah. And again, they I don't even blame them for giving up and quitting, but they gave up and quit late in the game and it sucked. So I'm not going to be mad at them. The offense wasn't doing crap. Our guy Cam Mori, we're bad at second and third and longs because our defense gives them up too easily in practice. That's funny.
Fire everybody.
That's actually a pretty good one. Jay here saying 2 or 3 years ago, we all hoped for Josh to take the slot passes and dump offs like Brady used to in New England. Now we probably can, and he doesn't take it. Why? Yeah. I get him feeling desperate, feeling like he has to make a play because he doesn't know if there's going to be another chance. I think he needs to get over that and just work on taking those things that are there. But I do get the mentality that, hey, we have to be able to work our way down and do this. It's tough.
Yeah, there's some other stuff too, like and these are conversations I have noted to try to find out and talk with people this week. To me, it seems like more so than in years past, he's also struggled with like getting things set up at the line of scrimmage. There's been a lot more free rushers coming at him or confusion on his end of some of the looks he saw. I saw again, it was a corner blitz. I think the slot corner blitz. Allen had no idea. He took a big hit in the pocket. He got rid of the ball, but he had no idea, no sense of the pressure on it.
He scrambled right into that one Zach Sealer sack.
That's happened a couple times this year, man. I don't know. It seems like maybe
his idea of I can step up through this guard gap.
Yeah.
He's missed a bunch of, like, I don't want to think like, oh, he doesn't have the short-term burst or acceleration anymore, but like it is weird that there's been so many of those.
He's been stopped more than I've seen. I've seen him break through those and get huge plays. And not that he still can't make big plays with his legs and stuff, but there just something seems off there. But to me, it's that pre-snap stuff where we were complaining about it a couple of weeks ago when they were in scoring range and they got that play came free, rusher came free. And we're like, dude, who is that on? I feel like at this point, Josh Allen's career, no matter who's supposed to make those protections, it's ultimately on Josh to like know what the pressures are coming at you.
He can also override. He can override McGovern and adjust the protections.
Yeah, and just get out of that look or get away. I know you're going to get tricked sometimes, but again, it just feels like it's happening more this year than before.
Yeah. This one's really rough, Myron. When we lost the 13 seconds game, I was like, I hope we don't look back 5 years from now at that game and wonder if we blew our shot. Yeah. Yeah. Again, Josh is 29. There's plenty of time.
I knew we blew a shot.
Yes.
After
Correct.
15, like.
Correct.
I just thought maybe we'd have at least we had a shot last year.
Yeah, we were in the AFC Championship game. Like it's right. It never feels good in the moment. Right now, that moment sucks. It's not going to feel good. Like it just is what it is.
Yes.
Alexander here. The Bills need a checks and balance system for Joe Brady. His situation of play calling is atrocious. Yeah. Oh man.
You know what? Also, Greg, that last super chat though of like pulling up the dark moment of 13 seconds. We're not qualified to be therapists, and that one might have been like the scarring trauma this team has placed on us might require some therapy for something.
Yeah, seriously, like talk to a professional. Honestly, I'm not even joking. Yeah. After the Marshawn Nealon thing this week, like way more guys need to be comfortable talking to professionals about things when it makes you feel weird feelings. If you're listening to this now and like a football game made you feel weird, bad feelings about yourself, about your life, honestly, talk to a professional.
Yeah,
like it's a healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
No, that's 100% genuine. Like,
guys
are supposed to be tough and gut it out, and toughen up, suck it up. No, dude, go talk to somebody. It's really good to have.
I have a therapist. He's super dope. I love talking to him.
It's a great thing.
I need
a great thing.
Yep.
We are for your worst injury season we've seen in a hot minute.
Been great.
Just 2 more of these. Jordan, all 3 turnovers being on promising drives. Yeah. So, do you want to hear something terrible? The Bills got beat 30-13 today. We had more first downs than the Dolphins.
Yeah.
We had more yards than the Dolphins. We had we had more third down conversions than the Dolphins. And we lost 30-13. Yeah. Those 3 turnovers were at absolutely crippling moments of this game where I'm not going to say one, but they probably needed 2 of them. We probably needed to win the turnover battle and 1-2 instead of 3-2. But yeah, it was really, really bad at crippling moments.
Yeah. The 2 fumbles, to me, the most frustrating part on the 2 fumbles, like one, Josh does need to go down. I understand that. I don't blame him for like being like, we're still going, like get a big play. Because if he doesn't, and they just go to like, he comes up super hopped up. There's a ton of momentum that comes out of that play. But also the James Cook run was a beautiful run where he's just trying. They both were trying too hard. And it's hard for me to get mad when a guy's fighting in a game like that to just claw back and gain every yard. And then the result sucks. But that was what was so frustrating to me about those fumbles. It was just try hard plays gone wrong. And that's so super frustrating because you got what you needed out of the plays. And you can't fault the player for just trying to go that extra mile.
Yeah. Dominic here, to this point, I'm more disappointed in personnel and Brandon Bean. He just refuses to get Josh in the offense some help. I'm just done with Joe Brady in the offense.
That's not fair though, because how many times was it the offensive line that was the fault when we lost to Kansas City because of pass rush and there was no offensive line? We had receivers that were getting open and Josh didn't have time. Like the salary cap makes it hard to build a perfect roster.
We haven't found the balance just yet.
Yeah.
But we've also been really, really good. So like we found plenty of balance. How about this one? Is there anyone on earth who benefits from the leaked story this morning that the Bills were the high bidder on Jalen Waddle and tried to and were in on Quinn Williams? Is there anyone on earth who benefits from that besides Brandon Bean?
Yeah, no. Boyko. The Bills whole PR.
Sure. I that is super clearly leaked by either literally Brandon Bean or someone on behalf of Brandon Bean, because hey, I'm tired of these people talking trash that I couldn't get a trade done. I tried to, they wouldn't trade with me. And then we leaked it that we tried to trade for Waddle and Quinn Williams.
Yeah, I think Bean is Marone used to get accused of having bunny ears because he heard everything and he let it show. I do think Bean and McDermott hear and see everything. Podcasts, articles, like people in the media, they see what everybody is saying about them, and sometimes I think they get sensitive about it. And this looked like a sensitive move to call up text Tom Colasaro first thing in the morning. Hey, I did do this.
I mean, I would love for anyone to give me any other explanation other than that explanation. Like that,
I would do it if I was.
Sure, I'd leak stuff all the time that made me look good. Of course, I'd be super sensitive. I'd be super insecure.
Google
I would have bunny ears and listen to everything. I would have burners and would argue and yell at people. I would do all those things.
Yeah,
I would have a ton of fun. And I might get hot on accident, but I'd be a terrible GM because I'm way too impulsive and I would overreact. All right. We're not doing our normal thing, but we're going to go through some moments here. Can
we just do a West Herr read? I don't have a drive of the game. Even the Keon Coleman touchdown, I don't want to give it to any drives of the game. So West Herr, you guys are awesome. Fantastic sponsor. We could throw the graphic up if we want.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's put it up here. No, West Herr.
West Herr.
Yeah, the West Herr. The drive of the game was everyone's drive home because you probably you got to drive home. You get to go home, see your family. I hope everyone drove safely. I hope you drove a car
here today
that you bought from West Herr. I hope you drive carefully and safely. But I don't have a West Herr drive of the game because I don't think any drive deserved it. There were multiple. There were probably 3 that were on the verge of becoming a West Herr drive of the game, but
we forgot our keys and had to turn back around. Couldn't even get off our street.
We thought we had enough gas in the car, but we didn't. So we ran out of gas during what was about to be the West Herr drive of the game. So thank you, West Herr, biggest auto dealership in New York State, one of the biggest employers in Western New York. Great people, love the team over there. We appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Just kind of combing through.
Cole Bishop made a really great play on the first drive. Yeah. And thought
honestly, he looked Cam good. Lewis and Cole. Cam Lewis, I posted in the Discord chat that I had gone from I was annoyed that he was consistently on the roster when I didn't think he was an NFL caliber player to all right, I don't mind it. He's got versatility. He's really nice depth to, all right, I guess he could be the backup nickel to hey, he's actually played pretty well. He has not been someone who's been picked on. He has not been a problem. He's very comfortable throwing his body around in run defense and has done good enough in coverage that I think he can be part of the competition in a post Taron Johnson world. I'm not ready to hand him anything.
Yeah.
Sadly, I'm not sure how far away the post Taron Johnson world is. It's not next year, but it might not be farther than that.
Yeah. The problem for two things on Cam. One, development takes time and it's not linear. And sometimes I've been super hard on Cam, and I think it's been deserved when I've seen him have moments where I don't think he's played to a standard that you want him on the field with a consistent basis. And I think he's been a nice utility weapon. I've always loved the versatility that he provides as a game day chess piece, where if something happens at safety, he can come in and play a floor at safety for you. Like, he can play a floor at nickel for you throughout his career here. He's played at a high end here for 2 games. It looks great, but that, I think, is time on task. That is development in this system. That is knowing the system itself. And I think a lot of that stuff's important when we talk about some of these young players and these depth pieces getting to know stuff. So he's another example of that. The problem for him is that post Taron world is, I think, also probably creeping up on the back end of Cam Lewis's prime of his career as well. I think we're in that prime of his career right now. So I don't know that there's much for a Cam Lewis beyond Taron. I think it's something I thought it was going to be Jordan Hancock was going to be this role. He's obviously destined to the safety role on this team. I think that they're comfortable trying to get him ready for that position next to Bishop. And so that kind of resets that clock too. I think slot's going to be something that they have to take a serious look at here going forward and get other young talent in there now that Hancock sort of switched the safety room.
Yeah, and again, just like you said, progress isn't linear, development isn't linear. So I think Jordan Hancock's going to have a voice in some of those things too. But I'm now at a point where, like, I don't know that I expected Cam Lewis to even be a consideration in that, and now he is. So credit to him. I don't remember I don't even care about the late push out of bounds or the late hit on Bishop. In late game, I'm sure that he probably didn't do a great job on the touchdown runs. I'm sure he was involved in those, but up until that point, again, everybody was kind of done with the game. So I'm so pleased with Cole Bishop. Max Harrison, again, recovered, got another interception. Also, like, chased down and touched Devon Achane, which not many NFL players can do on that breakaway run. Like, he caught him and swiped at him, which I appreciate the hustle in that moment, because he's one of the fastest guys in the NFL. It's hard to even lay a finger on him. Deion Walker flashed for a second, like had a moment or two. It just, how did we had 0 sacks and 2 quarterback hits, like against the Dolphins. We touched Tua Tagovailoa twice the whole game.
Yeah, there was some pass rush. There's definitely some rush at times. I didn't feel like Tua had a great game. He made like 3 or 4 big throws in some spots. I thought they did a decent job getting some pressures. I thought some pressures influenced some incompletions. Like I said, Deion got a hand up in his face a couple times. I know Deion batted one.
That's where the interception came from. Deion batted the one and caused the Cam Lewis blitz, caused the one interception.
Caused one. Yeah. So there was definitely some pressures that converted. Again, I think the problem for the defense was the explosive plays that they allowed. I don't count for toxic differential anymore because nobody really cares, but it was too many explosives, and that is not something the Bills are known for.
I have a feeling they won the toxic differential today. I'm pretty sure they won the toxic differential today.
Yeah, but specifically offensively, Miami had 5 or 6 explosive plays, 20+ yard plays at least in this game, and a couple of them went for scores. And so that's just not typical of this defense. And so you hate to see that on a day the offense is also struggling, complimentary in the wrong way at times here.
Yes, that's the wrong complimentary, derogatory.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody looked great on offense. Like, Cook couldn't get anything going, and sadly, they were ready for a lot of our first down runs. So good job on their prep. Who's their coordinator they took from Baltimore?
Anthony Weaver. He's
Great,
a good coordinator.
Good job by him. He had the team ready for our first down runs. We are so dependent on first down success, and he got us behind the sticks over and over, like really well-timed run blitzes. Him and Jordan Brooks, the two of them were so like keyed in together that it really put us behind the sticks. So Cook didn't have his normal performance. Josh's final numbers are going to look fine because he's Josh Allen. He's going to have moments that look amazing, but also the 2 backbreaking turnovers. the receivers, we spread it around like normal. We actually, I had a note early before I stopped caring about life, and quit taking notes, that I was really happy with the passing game usage for James Cook.
Sure.
He had a lot of 5 targets. I think 4 of them were pretty early, so I was pretty pleased with that end of it, because I wanted to see more of that, and that we don't have as many receivers or receiving options. So getting a bit more from Cook would have been nice, but there's really not a ton to be excited about on offense, and just the opposite of what I said for us. They sacked Josh 3 times, hit him 7 more, and had a ton of pressures, and you
Some of
just
those
can't
hits
have it.
felt like they were
Can't
on
have it.
him too. Just
He
his,
rolled into a
yeah.
couple. He scrambled into a couple. Like, again, Josh was not great today,
No,
but it still sucked.
yeah, it definitely sucks to watch him take hits, especially in the game. You're losing. There was points where earlier I was like, dude, just take him out of this one. I'm so ready.
I
to
was
just finish
ready
this
at
game.
one point. Yeah.
Yeah. I love this one. Producer Colin says here in our chat, Buffalo's record no longer follows whether or not Jackson Hawes records a catch. That one for me is enjoyable because I don't want to see it anymore. The tweets about it and stuff like that. So
First
at
of all,
least
how
there's
dare
a
you?
small win in there. But hey, honestly though, who would have thought the production from Jackson Hawes in the passing game would be like? I guarantee if you would have put the over under at what he already has with what his draft profile was, people would have been like, no, like he's only gonna run block, but like he's actually caught balls that have come his way. So good for Jackson Hawes.
Yeah, like I don't think it's crazy to think he'll be Dawson Knox. Like, I think he's got a chance to develop into that kind of
Maybe
versatile player. Maybe a little bit better of a blocker, a little bit not
worse
quite
of
as
a
good of a receiver, but like
Knox is another one of
overall,
these guys I think like is better than he produces at. Like I think
he
he
had a
could
moment
be
there where he
more.
could have been look like a starting tight end
Yeah,
around the NFL, like tight
yeah,
end one.
I don't know.
Are there any drives you do want any moments you want to touch? I'm not going drive by drive today. You can't make me.
No, I have a bunch of notes that there's stuff I want to go back and watch, but I don't want to relive it in my brain right now.
Yeah.
I will do that in the morning with coffee. I don't want to do it
now. Producer Colin, let's get Producer Colin up here for any nuggets and notes that we may have that we want to go through from this game. There's going to be less than normal. I'll warn you guys. Colin, how are you? How are you feeling?
I learned the hard lesson that you have to emotionally detach yourself from Bill's losses. I learned that for me, it was the Hail Murray with DeAndre Hopkins. That was the last time I really felt the Bills loss. So, I'm sure we're going to bounce back in a week or two and our offense is going to look great again. I'm sure it's still going to be a lot of up and downs this season, and we'll be in the playoffs having the same conversations like we do every year.
I like it. I like that mentality. Good for you. Good for you. Was there anything interesting that happened in this game that we would want to describe to our friends as Southern Tier Brewing Company as what's brewing? Because I think my rant to open the show was probably what's brewing, where I was ready to fire everyone. But was there anything fun or noteworthy?
Well, the best positive stat I could find about the Bills game today was that Mitch Wisnowski's 58-yard punt was the longest Bills punt of the season.
That's
That was a great kick.
It honestly was a phenomenal kick. Weirdly, it was the Dolphins didn't do a ton wrong today, but that was a horrific decision. Like, there are 3 things you can do in that spot. The best thing is let the ball go. The second best thing is catch the ball because you were retreating to return it and recover some of the yards. By far, the worst thing you can do is fair catch that punt at the 6-yard line. That was horrific. Horrific.
Yeah, the way returners don't understand to like park your feet at the 10-yard line, and if it goes behind you, you let it bounce. Like, so many people talk about that, and yet we still see it happen in the year 2025.
It's amazing. Amazing.
I have a Josh Allen stat for you. It could be good or bad depending on how you want to look at it. Per Next Gen Stats, Allen's average time to throw was 3.53 seconds today, which is the longest time to throw of his career. So he had time behind the line of scrimmage to throw, but I don't think that's the interpretation based on what we were seeing in the game today.
Yeah. That was Josh scrambling and like some big play hunting. Like again, I'm not put this is not all on Josh. He's way down the list of things to be mad at, but he did do a little big play hunting when we had a chance to just take a profit and fight for another day. And he was, understandably trying to win the game on some of those throws.
So I have some Maxwell Hairston numbers for you as well. So these are just the raw numbers. So I'll give them to you and let you guys tell your interpretation of that. So Hairston was lined up against Jalen Waddle on 13 of Waddle's 18 routes today. And Waddle made 3 catches for 69 yards, including that 38-yard touchdown.
Reminds me of Trey.
So what were the total routes again? 13 against him, and he had 3 catches? So again, the one double move was really painful, a tough lesson to learn, but a lot of rookie corners are going to learn that lesson the hard way. That means that in the other ones on the 12 routes, he gave up 2 catches for 30 yards?
31 yards, yeah.
31?
One was a nice comeback.
Okay.
There was a nice comeback route by Waddle. He beat Hairston, but what was really nice, and it's a play I've highlighted to show, is Hairston's speed translated and his ability to like break off of being beat and come up and make the tackle on the play. And so it was like a 6-yard gain or maybe something like that, maybe 8-yard gain. It wasn't a huge gain, but it was a nice route and it was a good NFL moment. It was after he had given up the big play, and it was like, okay, like you kept your head in the game. You made a good play after you got beat here. Like those are good reps from a guy. So I don't mind those targets. I think the targets that he did give up besides the touchdown were concerning to me. This honestly felt like an early Trey White, that like rookie year, first 2 years of Trey White's career, where like I remember they played the Bengals and T. Higgins would get a big one on him or something. Somebody would get a big one on him, but then he'd come back later in the game and make a play. And then you'd be like, okay, yeah, like he settled in after the fact. That felt like this for Hairston to me.
So we've got a couple final super chats here. One, Alexander saying, speaking of first downs, could we get a little more imagination on the Joe Brady? Colin, I think you thought of maybe a head coaching candidate.
Yeah. So as I'm going to tell you this, the Seahawks are getting down to the 5-yard line here against the Cardinals, already up 28-0. And that segues
about
me
to go
into
up 35-0.
Is Shaheed going off? I haven't seen the stats, but
no, it's been Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's the first receiver to hit 1,000 yards, and then Cooper Kupp just made a big play.
How they got Cooper Kupp just
and then DeMarcus
for free. I hate everything.
DeMarcus Lawrence, their defensive end, the former Cowboy, has 2 scoop and score touchdowns in this game. Jacoby Brissett's been stripped twice.
Wait, say that again?
DeMarcus Lawrence has 2 scoop and score touchdowns in this game.
That never happens.
And this was
that never happens
within the first 16 minutes of the game. It was like a minute into the quarter that
how mad do Vikings fans have to be that they didn't just pay Darnold?
Oh my God. The combination of didn't pay Darnold, had Daniel Jones as your practice squad guy, didn't get either, and now McCarthy's been like,
he's running for his life this afternoon. Every play I've looked up here this afternoon, he's just running for his life.
Rashid Shaheed has 1 target for 3 yards. So obviously he would have been a disaster here too. So
I was going to say, probably would have been similar for the
glad we didn't trade for him. That obviously is a win. I'm going to end on this note because of all the super, and you guys are super generous today. Please help us out. Give us a like, give us a rating, give us a review. You suffered through this whole time. There's still tons of you in here watching with us. We appreciate you guys very, very much. Shout out to Mr. Thingy, which is a great tag name, I'll be honest. Mr. Thingy, I am now at peace with this game. Go Bills. God bless you, man. Really appreciate you. I'm not ready to be at peace with this game, but as opposed to Aaron, who is going to do the research, do the hard work, make sure you check out the film room. Make sure you check out Turf to Tape. We'll do some really important breakdowns of this. No one can make me watch this game ever again, and I'm not going to ever watch 1 second of this game ever again, because you're not the boss of me. You're not even my real dad. On that note, anything else for the people, Aaron?
No, I'm going to go blast some Christmas music and splattering Christmas all over my house.
Yeah. My as soon as I walk downstairs, my son's going to ask me for tickles, and he's going to like jiu-jitsu wrap my legs and try to take me down, and I'm going to wrestle around and play with him and get him to giggle and laugh because it's my favorite sound in the entire world, and that's what I need right now.
Do it. Do it.
So Greg, real quick, just to end that discussion, my head coach candidate potentially in this upcoming cycle is Clint Kubiak, the current offensive coordinator for the Seahawks.
Oh yeah,
we got off on some tangents a couple times today. I apologize for nothing. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for everyone. On behalf of fantastic producer Colin Ritchie and my lovely co-host Aaron Quinn, I am Greg Tompsett. You have been listening to the Cover One Buffalo podcast, and we are